Hey everybody, it's just me making another video today. This is just going to be my WWE Night of Champions predictions. Night of Champions is this Sunday, and so far this is going to be the final. This is the final card of what I'm reading, and I'm going to just give you my predictions. And from the card that I've seen, the card doesn't look too bad. At least it's not as bad as the Victory Road, because this pay-per-view seems like it has potential, and I'm possibly gonna probably order it, or I might watch it on live stream. But either way, I'm gonna try my best to watch this pay-per-view, and then if I can, I'll give a review whenever I can. But before I get to that, I gotta say Q&A is coming, like I said, pretty soon. Next Tuesday. So be sure to send me your questions, and like I said, I'll answer them as best I can, and I won't go around them. And like I said before, just try to limit the questions to 3 questions, and please be specific of what you're talking about, because I want to be able to explain it and give you the best possible answer as best I can, and I want to give other people chances, which is why I say limit your questions to 3. But anyhow, getting off that, let's get to this predictions video. Like I said, the card looks. You have some matches that could possibly steal the show, and then you have some matches that are kind of But either way, this card looks to be a really good card, and this card has this pay per view has potential to be one of a very good pay per view, as from the card that I've seen. So let's get started. We look at the first matchup on here, which is for the WWE Divas title match. It's between Maryse and Mickie James. These two have been feuding, I believe, for like 2 months or maybe longer than that, with Mickie James somehow getting the upper hand on Maryse and beating her in tag team matches and non-title matches. And now these two finally get to duke it out after Mickie James won a number one contenders matchup. And now like I said, these two get to duke it out and have a one-on-one matchup finally for the title. If there's anybody I would have to go with in this matchup, I would have to go with Mickie James, because really Mickie James has been getting pushed a lot, and really Maryse has had that belt for like a long while, going all the way back to when she was on SmackDown before she got traded to Raw. So really, I see the WWE getting the belt off of Maryse and getting it back on Mickie James, and then possibly having another couple matches down the road where Maryse they kind of trade the belt back and forth, and then somehow, hopefully, I'm hoping this happens. Somehow, Gail Kim gets thrown into the mix during this feud between the two. But knowing the WWE, it's probably not going to happen. But I'm just hoping for that. But I go with Mickie James to be your new WWE Divas champion. Then moving over to the second matchup, it's for the ECW title. It's the ECW title on the line between Tommy Dreamer versus Christian. Really, this feud has been sort of on the making ever since Tommy Dreamer beat Christian at Extreme Rules, or he pinned Christian, I believe, at Extreme Rules, or yeah, Extreme Rules. And this feud has sort of been building ever since, even in that Scramble matchup. And then they sort of been having their ongoing thing on ECW. And really, I expect a really good matchup between the two, because you know what you're going to get with Christian. He's a very hard worker. Tommy Dreamer is always a good worker, and I just expect a really good matchup between the two. If there's anybody I would have to pick in this matchup, I gotta go with Christian. Because the WWE knows that they kind of think that we know that Tommy Dreamer is going to retain, so they might try to swerve us and have Christian win the ECW title, and then thus they keep feuding again, and then I guess Dreamer wins the belt. Well, they feud again with Dreamer winning and kind of trade the belt back and forth, and then somehow Shelton Benjamin will get thrown into the mix, and hopefully he wins the ECW title, because that's what I'm praying for. But yeah, I go with Christian to be your new ECW champion. Then moving over to the third matchup, it's the first time, well, not the first time ever, it's the return of the six-pack challenge match. If you don't know what that is, it's where they have 6 guys all in the ring at the same time competing for a title. I believe this was the last time this was done was back at Unforgiven, I believe, 1999, or it could have been another pay-per-view. It featured The Rock, the British Bulldog, Triple H, Kane. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a special guest referee. Big Show was in there, and Mankind was in there, and that was a really good matchup. And WWE didn't screw that up because there was so many feuds in that matchup, and it was just a very good matchup and a lot of work in that matchup. But here you got another six-pack challenge, this time for the U.S. title. You got a couple guys who've been getting pushed as of late, and then you got some guys who really haven't been doing much or just been thrown into here to kind of add something to this matchup. And your participants in this matchup are Kofi Kingston, Big Show, MVP, Carlito, Jack Swagger, The Miz. And really, I have a small complaint about this matchup. Why was Carlito thrown in this matchup? He has nothing really to do with the U.S. title at all. He just was thrown into this for no apparent reason, or the WWE didn't give no reason of why he was thrown into this matchup. Could have went with Evan Bourne, as he's kind of feuding with Big Show and Kofi Kingston, so it would have made a whole lot of sense for Evan Bourne to be in this matchup since he's feuding with the U.S. champion and he's feuding with Big Show, so it would have made a whole lot of sense if he was thrown in this matchup. But the WWE just did something that really didn't make sense at all, and I guess they didn't want Evan Bourne in this matchup because I guess they feel he won't add anything to it, which is total BS. But those are your guys in this matchup. If there's anybody I would have to go with in this matchup, really this should be a really good matchup if it's given enough time, because Kofi Kingston's a very good worker. You know what you're going to get with Jack Swagger, as he's been showing some promise as of late. The Miz has been showing why he's one of the best heels on Raw. And also, the Big Show is good when he's in there with some guys who can actually put him to a good, watchable matchup. So really, I expect this match to be good, not great, but yeah, that's what I expect from this matchup. But if there's anybody I would have to go with the win here, I would have to go with the Big Show to win the U.S. title, because the WWE's just been grooming the Big Show as of late. He's been getting a real big push on Raw as of late, winning all of his matches, and I really see him getting the belt here, possibly pinning Kofi Kingston or possibly pinning MVP, possibly, and thus, Big Show will be your new U.S. champion, and he will have that long, boring U.S. title reign like he did in 2004. So, yeah, look for the Big Show to get the win in this matchup. Moving over to the fourth matchup, it's for the IC title. It's Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler. Really, this should be a good matchup, because Rey Mysterio's been stepping up and putting his A game in every match that he's been in. If it has nothing to do with Chris Jericho, then he's been having good matches with Kane and other guys like that. So really, I don't expect anything less from him. Dolph Ziggler has been proving why he's one of the best things going on right now in SmackDown, and why he's showing why he's he's the future of SmackDown. But if there's anybody I would have to go with in this matchup, I gotta go with Rey Mysterio, because really it's too early to give the belt to Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, he has been beating guys like John Morrison and guys like that, on the main event level, but really I still think he's not ready yet to get the belt yet. But I expect Rey Mysterio to win, and thus possibly setting up another match between the two at possibly the next pay-per-view. Then moving over to the fifth matchup on here, it's for the WWE Tag Team Unification matchup. It's Chris Jericho, a mystery partner, versus Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes. Really, this should be a really good matchup. Not a great matchup, but this should be a really good matchup, because you got Chris Jericho, who's awesome in the ring, awesome on promos, so really he should be able to carry the load in this matchup. And then of course, you got Ted DiBiase Jr., who's been showing some promises as of late as on Raw. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes. And then many people are kind of speculating who the mystery partner is going to be. Really, I only have three choices on here. Really only have three people that could be the logical choice for Chris Jericho's partner. I got The Miz, because really they're kind of been having like sort of a thing going on with the Twitter thing. I got Joe Henning, and then I got Dolph Ziggler as one of the three guys to be Chris Jericho's partner. Stay tuned for part 2 where I go through